Yo, check this out. This is Anthony Cruz, and you don't know it's the Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans with Joshua. Keep it locked, man. Blaze it hot. Anthony Cruz said that.
Isn't it strange how princesses and kings in clown daddy capers in sawdust ring? Just while common people like you and me will be villains for return, a tumbling black or a stepping stone. Just while common people like you and me will be villains for eternity. Each is living a battle to shapeless lands and the book of power, 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 I say small people like you and me will be villains for eternity. Each is given a bag of tools, shapeless mass, and the book of look when the rain is falling from the sky. I know the sun will be only missing for a while. I says common people like you and me will be villains for eternity. Each is given a bag of tools, a shapeless mask, and the book of rules. Power, 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 power.
Pull it up, selector. I Lego this one, yeah.
Isn't it strange how princesses and kings in clown daddy capers in sawdust ring? Just while common people like you and me in the book of
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua, and you've been listening to Book of Rules. The first one, believe it or not, was Ziggy Marley. He did a remake of the original, which is the one you just finished hearing play, by the Heptones. Yes? And for those of you who know your music, the Heptones is Leroy Sibbles, Earl Morgan, and Barry Llewellyn. Vintage Heptones, Book of Rules. And I tell you, if you really look at those lyrics, right, you'll understand. And it is the truth. But how many of us really are living by the Book of Rules? You know, I went to they had a reggae concert over in Queens, New York, over the weekend, and I went out there to give out mini Zohars, you know, and I tell you, somebody thought I was giving out a Bible, and they said, boy, I'm not believing in the Bible, you know. And it's so unfortunate because so many people have lost, I wouldn't even say they lost faith, maybe they never had it to begin with, but people believe that the Bible was written by man. No, after all, God don't have fingers. So obviously it was written by man, yes? And many say that it's been misinterpreted and there's a lot of falsehoods in there. And yes, there's a lot of misinterpretations in there because of the English version. But that doesn't make the message any different, right? There might be some paradoxes, some double truths, but unless you study it, you really won't know what's there. It's very easy to sit on the fence and to say that something is not good. But where else are we going to find out what the Creator intended for us and for this creation? Now, the Bible alone will not give it to you, and especially the English translation of the Bible. Even the Torah, even that which is written in original text in Hebrew, okay, won't give it all to you. To really get the full picture and the full understanding, you have to understand, you have to study, right? You have to study and determine what it is that you're trying to understand. So, my friends, it's important to really, knowledge is the key, but you have to get understanding. Yes, you have to get understanding. So we have a lot to talk about tonight, but one more thing, I have to play my brethren Sizzler Kalonji, because you know him say simplicity of him thing.
Simplicity we used to survive, men who find it difficult because they ignorance and now. Simplicity we used to survive, the what to do it properly, that's the way through life. Simplicity we used to survive, men who find it difficult because they ignorance and now. Simplicity we used to survive, children open up your eyes. It's not the one but the one in our name, animosity in our name, hypocrisy, not democracy. It's nothing, lava, nothing, but stab another vampire, evil desire. It's just a meditation of my heart, pure and conscious thought. Be overstanding on the smart. It's a total children speak the word and shine the light in the dark yard. Simplicity we used to survive, men who find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity we used
try praise the King in grace. Why? I know what you teach, I am not rich. Why? Simplicity I used to survive. Men find it difficult because they're ignorant and all. Simplicity I used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes. Simplicity I used to survive. Men find it difficult because they're ignorant and all. Simplicity I used to survive. Oh, God, what you tell you? It's not the one but the vanity nagging. Animosity nagging. Hypocrisy or democracy. It's not them. Lava lava nagging. But stab and nagging. Vampire your evil's desire. It's just a meditation of my heart. It's just a you're not conscious thought. Be overstanding, I tell you to be smart. Listen to the teacher and the speak and shine the light in the dark. Simplicity I used to survive. Men to find it difficult because they're ignorant and dumb. Simplicity I used to survive. Children, live and love your life. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sizzla Kalonji with simplicity. I tell you, you've heard me say that reggae music is the most spiritual music in the world. Here the brethren Sizzla say that is simplicity. I've been a Bible student now for majority of my life, since I was about 14 years old. And the message is simple, but its application is not. Okay? And I was speaking to a fellow student of the Kabbalah Center, and she helped me to realize something. The message of Kabbalah is not a religion. Kabbalah is a science. And its purpose really is to help us to understand that we are truly one. Because the only reason there is so much conflict in the world is because people see each other as separate from themselves. Right? Really and truly. Because if a person would the right hand shoot the left hand of their body, would the left eye have a fight with the right eye? Or the left leg with the right leg in your body? I can't even say people of the same family, because there is strife within families. Husband and wife, sister and brother, father, son, mother, daughter. Right? There's conflict there. But within your own body, one organ now go war against another organ, because it recognizes it is of the same. And that is our challenge, friends. That is our challenge. It's hard, especially when people think so differently than you. But that is our challenge. And the wisdom of Kabbalah has been given to us, especially the Zohar, which is the principal text of Kabbalah. The Zohar is magical in that it is written in the language of Aramaic, which is the same 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. But it is extremely powerful to be able to transform mankind, humankind, physicality. Yes, it is able to transform physicality. So if you haven't gotten your Zohar yet, you should get one, because the Zohar can do for you what you cannot do for yourself, which is transform your entire being. It can help you to overcome your evil inclination, which everyone has. To overcome your evil inclination and to truly see the world as it is, beyond the illusion of the differences that we see with our natural eye. So I want to just remind all of you that that is why we are here. This is why these teachings are being shared with you. Because the reason why the Israelite nation, the Jewish nation, appears to be so unified. Look at what happened the other day. Then find out it says 6 of the hostages were killed. Look how much people come out and start protest against the government in Israel. Where else do you see that happening? Friends, let me tell you something. These people are unified, and they're unified because of their faith. Right? And the culture that was built upon the faith. And I say any people, because what they are following wasn't given just to them. It was given to everyone who was at Mount Sinai, which was everyone who left Egypt. And every nation was represented there. Okay, so everyone heard. But they were the ones who took it on. They were the ones who took it on. Now, albeit they somewhat kept it to themselves. Right? Nobody was knocking down their door for it. It's not like they went door to door and say, hey, would you like a Torah? Would you like to know what the Torah says? But the reason why we have this program is to expose people to the Israelite way. And when I say Israelite way, I mean the way of the believer. It doesn't matter where you're born or in which country. If you believe in the teachings of the Old Testament, if you believe in the teachings that Moses received on Mount Sinai and handed down, if you believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, if you believe that there is a system in place and that the words of the Torah are true, you are an Israelite. And I say to you, keep listening. For those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Joshua. I've been a student of Kabbalah for the last 16 years. And I was raised a Christian because I grew up in a Jamaican household. But even as a young Christian, as I mentioned, I was an Old Testament student. Started reading the Old Testament, read the Psalms, the Proverbs, a lot, because I grew up watching my grandmother, who always had a Bible on our knee. And I believe because of the estrangement of my dad not being around, which, like most young men of that generation, I was born in the 60s, the early 60s. And like a lot of young men didn't have their fathers. My mother and my father divorced when I was 7 years old. And he never keep up the relationship. I think because of that, well, not just because of that, because I didn't have an earthly father, I went to the scriptures to find my heavenly father, because even Yeshua, Jesus of Nazareth, said, call no man on earth your father, because we all have one father, and that is the Creator. Yes, in heaven. So it is important to understand that, you know, the Kabbalah of the Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans, which airs Tuesday and Wednesday night, is geared to teach people that which they have not been taught, to expose them to that which they have not been exposed to. So I encourage you to keep listening. Our intention is to provide practical wisdom that you can use to better your life, and not just a little better, but to transform your life totally, and to help people to recognize that we are truly one. And that is when there will be peace on the earth. When each person, yes, you may have a different custom. Yes, you might like different foods. But there is a way to live in peace and tranquility, and to have a fulfilling life. But you cannot do that without wisdom, friends. It is a fleeting thought without wisdom, and without a particular wisdom. Because there's a lot of self-help books out there, a lot of different philosophies out there. And yes, some people have received help. But look at where we are today in the world. And that is why the teachings of Kabbalah are increasing, and the Zohar, the spreading of the Zohar, is spreading, because we believe that it is only through the Zohar, the spreading of the Zohar, which is the light force energy encapsulated in letters, in the Hebrew letters, is able to transform the darkness into light. So tonight we're going to be talking about the cosmic opening of Virgo, because we are now at the new moon of Virgo. You know, we've been very fortunate to have our programming fall upon very significant cosmic openings, because that's what the holidays are. They're cosmic openings. Secrets that the Creator revealed to the Israelites on how to take advantage of certain cosmic openings. So this is the beginning of a 30-day period known as the 30 days of Virgo, which are 30 days of repentance. Why are they called the 30 days of repentance? Because it is the opportunity that the Creator is giving us to cleanse ourselves, to do introspection, to be remorseful for those errors that we've made that may have hurt people, to do all that introspection and cleansing and spiritual work before Rosh Hashanah, which is in 30 days. It is October 2nd, the evening of October 2nd, and it is 2 days. Thursday, October 3rd, and Friday, October 4th. And it is considered to be the Israelite New Year. But in truth, yes, it is the marking of a new cycle, but it really is the 6th day of creation. It is the birth day of mankind. The first day of Libra the month of Libra, is the 6th day of creation. So now we're at the first day of Virgo, right? So on the 28th day of Virgo is the first day of hold on, the 25th. So if you count it backwards, so Virgo has 30 days. So if you count back 6 days, I guess to the 24th, right? The 24th of Virgo would be, in essence, the first day of creation, because it was on the 6th day, according to the scriptures, that God created man, and that day is considered to be Rosh Hashanah. All right, so I'm always very fascinated by this time of year, because you can imagine that these 30 days, these 30 days, even though no day existed, right? Because it was before creation. But it was a time when the thought of creation revealed itself and probably started to work itself in preparation for the first day of creation. In fact, the Zohar itself tells us that before the Creator created anything, okay, he first created the 22 Hebrew letters, which are called the DNA of creation. The 22 Hebrew letters, from Aleph, the letter Aleph, to Tav, those are the DNA of creation. So therefore, that is why we are encouraged to become very familiar with the Hebrew letters. Thank God for the internet these days, friends, because you can find out a lot of information. There's a lot of poor and bad information out there as well. But if you know how to cipher through, you can find good things. So, as I mentioned, we are in the cosmic cycle of Virgo, which is called also the Virgin. It is the seed level of creation. And at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 in Jamaica, we're going to be switching over to, so approximately an hour from now, we're going to be switching over to the 30-minute Zohar call, Zohar reading, that is dedicated to Jamaica. Every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. in Jamaica, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, we switch over to the Kabbalah Center's Zohar channel, which is a channel that almost 24/7 or 26/7, you have somebody on the call reading Zohar or paying them. They're reading the Zohar, excuse me, not paying them, but they're reading the Zohar, channeling this energy to the world. During our 30-minute time slot, we are channeling the energy to Jamaica. Because again, as students, we understand the power of the Zohar. So just by reading the Zohar, just by you listening in Jamaica, right? Just by listening in Jamaica, you are creating an opening for the light force to come through you into Jamaica. Yes? So thank you for those who are listening. Thank you very much. And again, if you want to hear what the Zohar sounds like, or even looks like, because we're going to be sharing, we share our screen. It's a Zoom link. So if you'd like to, well, if you'd like to listen, just keep listening here. But we are here also Sunday night and Tuesday night, right? Sunday and Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 in Jamaica, where we broadcast the Zohar reading. And if you'd like to get your free Zohar, you can give me a call, send me a text on WhatsApp, or call me direct. My number is area code 516, country code +1, 516 965 5700. Again, country code +1, 516 965 5700. All right. So, as I mentioned, we're in the cosmic opening known as Elul in Hebrew, Virgo, as we know it. And I'm going to play a few lectures. Actually, we'll see how far we get. But there's a new moon lecture by actually, I'm going to play the one from Rav Berg, who is the spiritual director of the Kabbalah Center. Friends, like I said, it's practical wisdom, okay? So listen and take from it what you want. We're not here to shove anything down people's throat. We're just presenting information, and whether you embrace it or not is totally up to you. All right, but there are many secrets that will be revealed that will help your life tremendously. So, without further ado, let me play the Rav. This is a 15-minute video from the Rav, and then we'll go into the new moon lecture of Michael and Monica Berg.
Shavua Tov v'Chodesh Tov. Tonight we are in the month of Elul, also known as the month of Virgo, and in Hebrew, Betulah. This year, of course, is quite significant, more so than the year that has passed, and fortunately or unfortunately will even be more significant in the year to come. But before we can think of even having some, which tonight is not the place for discussing the coming year. We will be doing more of that on Rosh Hashanah. But being that we know that this month of Virgo, month of Elul, is a month that can support and assist us when the time of Rosh Hashanah rolls around, that we can be in a better position to exercise some degree of control over the events that will be taking place in the coming year. Before we can make any progress in somehow having a dominion over the events that will particularly affect us, without the knowledge of the cosmic effects and influences over our environment, and over our lives in particular, then we will then have to continue as we have for 2,000 years without any hope of changing the events. And despite our egos, despite the feelings that most of us have, that as long as it looks like we're in control, we're always in control. Of course, we're always in control until the day that we are no longer in control, and that day has always come in the history of mankind. But somehow Satan does an excellent job and does a good number on us and always convinces us that who is not in control and who does not decide the events of the future. But without a consciousness and acceptance, and here I say acceptance, we must surrender. I say you don't have to surrender to religion, you don't have to surrender to God. But there's one surrender that is required before you can move any further, and that is a surrender to and acceptance that you are and I are, and we all are not in control of our lives. Certainly we're not in control of our health, because nobody can tell illness when to take a holiday. Certainly we are not in control of our finances, of our relationships, because things happen when we make every effort to avoid the pitfalls. Then what is left? Where do we actually exercise some control? The answer is we do not have control. However, the Zohar and the teachings of Kabbalah provide us with a methodology by which, after we have accepted the idea that our 4%, 3% Satan consciousness, the consciousness that we're usually operating with, is not the idea that provides us with decisions, provides us with the know-how to control our lives. With that in mind, that we do not want to surrender to Satan's consciousness of the 3-4% rational mind, then we then can achieve some degree, some measure of an ability to make use of the 94 or 95 or 96% that is available, that unfortunately, for the most part, we do not avail ourselves. Therefore, what our intention this evening is to learn as much as we possibly can concerning the influences of Virgo and, of course, Mercury, which rules as the planet of this month and rules over Betula Virgo. This month is also referred to as Elul. Elul. Now, who established the month of Elul? And where in the Torah is it mentioned? And again, I just want to caution you, in case we had forgotten, that we can never, and I use the word never, we could never exercise any degree or measure of control over our lives if we do not have knowledge, because knowledge is the connection. Referring always to the verse number 4, chapter number 4, verse 1 in Genesis, which says that Adam knew Eve and she became pregnant. And of course, it sounds a little illogical that just by knowing Eve, she became pregnant. And therefore, the Zohar goes on to explain that the Hebrew word for knowing, the Hebrew word yada, is actually connection, because they're placing the word yeda, knowledge, information, in a frame of intercourse, meaning connection. Therefore, we assume, says the Zohar, from that verse, that only the knowledge, only knowing can produce a connection. Only knowledge can produce a connection. Therefore, it is essential that before we can achieve any measure of control, that we know. Therefore, our first question this evening is, where is and why is this month referred to by its Hebrew name, Elul? And where is it mentioned in the Torah? Well, there is only one place in the Torah where the word Elul is found, and that is in the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah, who lived during the time of the Second Temple, and in chapter 6, verse 15, it mentions the word Elul concerning the completion of the Holy Temple, where it says, "Vatishlam hachoma be'esim v'chamisha le'elul." And the wall was finished on the 25th day of the month of Elul, lachamishim u'shnayim yom. And it only took 22 days, says the verse, for this wall to be completed. Now, why is it so essential that we know how long it took to build that wall? And why does the prophet have to mention the idea that it was finished after 52 days? What would have happened if it was 53 days or 51 days? I don't believe any of us would have had any objection to its time frame, and I believe less concerned with how long it took. And so we'll leave that question in abeyance because, again, for those of us who still believe that reading the Torah and, of course, prophets superficially and believing that we can achieve some degree of knowledge is greatly mistaken, according to the Zohar, because the entire Torah, including the prophets, is written in code. And therefore 52 means something else. Elul means something else. Everything that says in the Torah means something else. And I know to some of you who are new to Kabbalah may be asking them, why write Morse code in the first place? Why not make it clear? But then you'd have to go back to the Morse code and say, why couldn't they devise some better method than just through a coded message? But there are reasons, and that is also explained, and that is not what we'd like to discuss this evening. But nevertheless, these are all clues to assist us in understanding what makes things happen, why these things happen, and why do they affect my life as they do. So we have the word Elul. Now the word Betulah. Betulah is the Hebrew word for Virgo. Betulah means Virgo. Why would, and where did, and how did this word originate to be referred to as this month that precedes Rosh Hashanah? Virgo. Couldn't they give it another name? The name originates with Abraham, the patriarch, when he authored the book known as the Sefer Yetzirah. Sefer Yetzirah, the book of formation, in which he designates this particular month as the Hebrew month of Betulah, Virgo, virgin. Why such a name to such a month? Certainly there was no lack of Hebrew words that could also be used to connect this month with whatever Hebrew word Abraham had chosen. But obviously, again, by Abraham choosing the word Virgo, he provided us with a wellspring of information that we can make use of, that we can take advantage of, and not take advantage of just to accumulate more knowledge, but how we can make use of this information in changing our destiny. I say changing of our destiny. For those of us who are confident that we can change our destiny, then I'll use the word to improve our well-being. But in any event, this is why this information was furnished by Abraham, the patriarch, as well as the Zohar. Another feature concerning this month of Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury, is the information that Abraham provides in the book of formation, the Sefer Yetzirah, that what created these months. In other words, the moment that Abraham stated that what created the month of Elul? What do you mean? There's a creation of the month of Elul? It's time. Following July is August. And you count according to the month, if you're in the following the lunar month of Islam, or the lunar month of Judaism, which also combines at times with the solar system. But one month naturally follows the next month. Why did Abraham say that certain letters created Virgo? Certain letters created the celestial body known as Mercury. Created. Insofar as Mercury is concerned, yes, we see suddenly an entity. But how do we associate time as an entity? And therefore we learn from the words of Avraham Avinu that time is also an entity, a physical entity. Although you can't touch it, maybe, you can't touch time, but know that time as we know it is not something which is abstract, but rather there were forces that created this entity, despite the fact that for us to observe time in a physical sense seems to be obscured. Nevertheless, the fact that we do not observe it does not indicate that it does not exist. Therefore, Avram Avinu, when he says that a letter created the month of Virgo, created this month of Elul, he was referring to a structure, a physical structure, despite the fact that the naked eye cannot see it. Just like years ago, we couldn't see the naked DNA. Years ago, we could not observe the atom, subatomic physics, without a telescope. So in other words, the eye, by and within itself, is not a sufficient instrument to be able to detect. Therefore, the idea of the month as time, as a force, a physical force, as well as obviously a celestial or metaphysical force, is a reality. And therefore, Abraham provides us with those two letters, which you see up there, the Resh and the Yud. The Resh created the planet Mercury, and the Yud, the month of Elul, Bitulah, Virgo. Why these two particular letters? Because these two particular letters instill what this month represents, and we shall shortly come to its definition.
In a very short lecture. As I mentioned to you before, right? Kabbalah is science, okay? It is not a religion. It is science. And it, a very short lecture, it will, just like how there are scientific principles that we've learned, like physics, right? Cause and effect. In fact, Kabbalah teaches that the world was built on a framework of cause and effect. Many people know it as karma. Okay, but cause and effect. So, I hope that was helpful. I will play another one for you. This is going to be a little longer, but we won't be able to get the full of this. We'll be able to get a half hour of it in before we have to move over to the Zohar reading, right, at within another 38 minutes or so. So, without further ado, and the reason why I want to play these is because it's in preparation. It will prepare you. It will help you. Again, I said that we give out practical wisdom, practical knowledge. You hear the Rav talk about knowledge is the key. You need to know. So you need to learn that which you didn't know before. And the purpose of learning and knowing is so that we can change our character. And the ultimate goal for changing our character is so that we can understand that we are all one and we can start to treat each other better. That is the key. All right? So here is...
Hello everybody and welcome to the month of Virgo. In this month we have the opportunity to do a complete cleansing of our past and therefore change our future. There is no month in the entire year that has the power of cleansing like the month of Virgo. So let's start with a message from Michael and Monica Berg.
Chodesh Tov. It's great to be with all of our friends, really from all over the world. I had the opportunity earlier this afternoon to share with some of our friends in Europe and the centers that are in much more different time zones. But the ability that we have as a community to come together, we know, the Rav would never like the word celebrate. We're not celebrating the new moon, but most importantly, we're coming together to draw great light and blessings for each one of us individually and for our community collectively and for our world collectively. And one of the greatest gifts of Kabbalah is that the Kabbalists for thousands of years have given us the consciousness, the understanding about the unique light that is available at every different time of the year. And again, to underscore something that we repeat all the time but bears repeating, if you go through those times without being aware of what is available, you completely miss out of the great light and the great blessings that are there for us to simply receive them, often simply by having a consciousness of them. So one of the greatest gifts of Kabbalah and of the center is that we have the opportunity to learn what is unique about this evening, what is unique about this month, and where does our consciousness need to be. But before we go into an explanation of some of that, some of the unique light, the unique gifts that are available, I really want to point out something that really inspires me and makes me very excited about this evening. The fact that we're joining all together, and I know now we're not physically together, but we are together in consciousness. We are together in this moment for the purpose of drawing light, which means, again, that even if you knew everything that I'm going to share, and Monica is going to share, and all the teachers are going to share this evening, even if you knew all that and thought about all that on your own in your home, the amount of light that you can receive for yourself and for your family and for your center, for your city, for the world is much diminished by not having the opportunity of coming together with a larger group. And thankfully we have the opportunity, and that's why for me, honestly, even if I wasn't going to share anything, to be a part of this moment, of this coming together of all of our students from all over the world, desiring with the same consciousness to draw the great light that is available this evening, that by and within itself is all that is, almost all that is necessary for us this evening. But we have to know that and we have to appreciate it. So I want to awaken all of our appreciation and really take a moment to think about the fact that in this time, you're not simply sitting at home or even with a few friends or in your local center even to gain wisdom about this evening, although hopefully that will happen as well. But most importantly, we're coming together with a unified consciousness and desire with thousands of students all over the world to make this connection and draw the light. And that thought, that appreciation of this opportunity that we have of coming together, that by and within itself already begins a tremendous flow of light and blessings into each one of our lives. So that's where I want to begin. And of course, we know that the only reason we have the opportunity this evening to come together is really because of one person. Now, I think often if you would say one person, people would say the Rav. And we've had a great opportunity in the past few weeks to talk about really the truth about where we would be without my mother. We know, of course, and I think most of us know the history and the biography, that the Rav, of course, was a great Kabbalist and has a tremendous wealth of wisdom to impart and to continue to impart to us. But without the strength, the groundbreaking rebellion of my mother, none of us, certainly not myself, even for physical reasons, but none of us for spiritual reasons would have had the opportunity in this lifetime to have access to this wisdom. And as we are within the 30 days of my mother's elevation, it's important that we continue to awaken both appreciation and consciousness about how much we owe her. How much we owe her. How much I owe her. How much you owe her. How much every single student and all the millions of people who have studied through the center, but more importantly, the thousands of students who are with us today, to awaken, to hold on, and to grow our appreciation for the tremendous opportunity that my mother has given us, and B'ezrat Hashem will continue to guide us and to give us. So I want to awaken that appreciation for all of us to take a moment again to connect. I don't like terms like, I mentioned rest in peace, because neither my mother nor the Rab nor any of the tzaddikim are resting, and also we're not remembering my mother, but we're connecting by appreciating the opportunity that my mother has given us and continues to give us. We connect to her light, to her soul, and to her direction, which is, again, if we are to receive the great light that is available through this wisdom and through this path, we have to make sure that we are continuing to grow our appreciation. And in this case, the appreciation for the one person who without her pushing and fighting and arguing and all the other trials and tribulations that she went through, none of us would have this wisdom. So after awakening those two appreciations, I'd like to share a little bit about the tremendous, tremendous power of this moment in time, what we need to know, and a little bit of what we need to do. The Kabbalists teach every month has its own unique gift, light. What's unique about Elul? Elul is called the month of tshuva. That word is translated in many different ways. Those of you who have been students of the center for some time, you know that it's about looking inward, looking at our lives, what we've done, what we haven't done, any negative actions that we've done, any negative attributes of ourselves that we want to correct, that we want to transform, that we want to elevate. The month of change. That's what this month is. Of course, we desire to change, and we need to be pushing towards change throughout the rest of the 11 months. But the truth is that there is no month within which we can change to the core. We can change completely in the most positive and most elevated ways, like the month of Elul. So when we hear the concept, the Zohar speaks about it at length, of tshuva, what it is the gift of change, the gift of transformation. No other month of the year has the power to assist our transformation like the month of Elul, the month of Virgo. Now, let's delve a little bit more deeply into that concept of tshuva, so that, again, with consciousness, with awareness, with understanding, we can gain the light of transformation. I touched upon this on Shabbat. Those of you who've seen the teachings from this past Shabbat, if you haven't, I do strongly recommend that you watch it, because we shared a fundamental transformational teaching from the great Kabbalist Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Vitebsk. We touched upon this idea that we will go a little bit deeper into right now. So, up until now, when we thought about, again, even those who've been, I think, been studying for 15 years, for 20 years, for 30 years, when we thought about this month and we thought about tshuva, we thought about, again, the work that I hope, and I am assuming that your teachers are sharing with you and will share over the next month, how to delve inside, how to find those areas that I need to transform. How do I find those areas and those actions that I have done that I need to transform? That's, I think, the general understanding, even in a spiritual way, of the concept of tshuva. But the Kabbalists revealed to us something more deep, more powerful, more inspiring, more exciting. We know that there was a discussion that occurred, the Zohar tells us, that occurred between the Creator and the angels before the creation of this world. As the process of creation was about to begin, before it began, before the Big Bang, before there was any inkling of a physical universe, even of the creation of the unified soul of humanity, which then broke into the pieces of all the souls that have ever lived and will ever live, the angels brought up the consciousness. They say to the Creator, these humans that you are to create, they will have free will. They will have an ego. They will have a desire to receive for the self alone. And because of that, built into the system is the fact that they're going to fall. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to hurt people. They're going to hurt themselves. You cannot even begin the process of creation without finding a way of correction. And the Creator, of course, agreed with this reality, and he said, therefore, even before creation, the first thing that will come into being is a force called tshuva. This force called tshuva is what? It is not the process by which we delve inside, again, necessary, an element of it, that we delve inside and we find what we've done wrong and we go backwards and begin to transform it. That's the later manifestation of the concept of tshuva. The essence, and this is so important, not only to know, to understand now in this evening, but to keep in our mind, this needs to be our meditation throughout the next 30 days. Tshuva is a force, is an energy of correction, of fixing, that has existed even before anything else came into being. It is the primordial force of creation. Creation occurred next. The Big Bang, the world coming into being, humanity being created, the souls of humanity being created, that came next. First and foremost was this unbelievable light, energy, that is endless, and that when touched, changes everything. Changes everything that is negative into positive. Changes every single darkness into light. Changes every single mistake into the greatest idea we've ever had. Tshuva. That's what tshuva is. Tshuva is not the processes we go through. Those processes that we go through to correct, those are the ways that we can tap into this unbelievable force, wellspring of light called tshuva. What we need to do in this month is touch that light. Because when you touch that light, it enters into your being, and it does all the spiritual surgery necessary to take you from any lack to fulfillment, from any darkness into light, from any mistake to the greatest thing you've ever done. That's what the force of tshuva, it is a force of fixing, it is a force of correcting, that again existed even before the creation of our world. And that is what opens up tonight. That is what opens up to us in this month, the closeness, and that's what the Zohar speaks about when it says, Karov Hashem lechol korav, lechol asher yikru bemet. And in this month, the Zohar tells us, all those who call out to the light, to this light of the force of tshuva, more available than any other time of the year. It's important that we understand this change in consciousness around tshuva. That's what's available. Yes, we will do work and we will talk about it, and your teachers will talk about it, and Monica tonight will talk about it. Oh, what do I need to do? What is the work that I need to do, the conscious work? But don't think that that's what tshuva is. Those actions are ways by which you can touch the great wellspring of light, the primordial light called tshuva. That is the same light. It is from there that what's called Mashiach, or the removal of pain, suffering, and death, will come from. And as the Zohar tells us, and this is so beautiful, now we understand, the Zohar tells us that what is the light of the Zohar? The light of the Zohar is the light of tshuva. is the light of Binah, is the light that came before the creation of our world. A tremendous, tremendous wellspring of light that when you start touching it, and that, as I said, even if you don't do anything else this month, but wake up every single morning and be aware, the wellspring of tshuva is available to me. And I ask for that light to come into my life, into my being, into my essence. And that by and within itself, without any other work, will already begin the process of transforming any internal darkness into light, any internal negativity into positive energy. So that's the first, that's the beginning, so important. But then the Kabbalah says something again, which is so beautiful, so powerful. And again, sometimes people make fun of me for this, but this is what's exciting me about this month. This is what's exciting me about this evening. The Kabbalists then say the following. We spoke about this force that existed even before my soul existed, before your soul existed. But the Kabbalists add another element of understanding. Because this energy of tshuva, this energy of fixing, of correcting, of change, existed before the creation of the world, when the process of creation began, every aspect of creation was imbued with the primordial energy of tshuva. So everything that then later came into being also has an aspect, an element of the force of tshuva in it. The chair that we're sitting on, the computer you're watching this, or the iPad you're watching it, the trees that you might be looking at, the building you might be sitting in. All the physical and certainly all the spiritual beings and energies that came into being in the process of creation and that will ever come also have within them this connection to that light of tshuva. Because nothing can exist without a connection to the first, which is that light of tshuva. Mostly, the Kabbalists say, where is the greatest force of tshuva in existence? It's within me, within you, within every single one of us. So it's not simply this force that exists outside of me that will come into my life and into my essence and correct all that needs to be corrected and transform all that needs to be transformed, but rather I can actually awaken it internally. I have such a wellspring, and you and every single one of us has such a wellspring of this force of light, of change, of correction, of fixing. But I have to know that it exists. You have to know. No matter, and this he says, therefore you have to say, even if you've done, and again, I'm not talking about, even if a person has done the worst thing in the world, the worst negative action in that moment where he or she resides, they have within them all the force and the light that they need to fix it. You and I exist with a concealed, but we need to reveal it with our consciousness, with our understanding. Yes, with our work as well, as we will learn further. This energy of fixing exists within me. If you don't know that, you'll never reveal it. But if you understand that, there's nothing I can fix with the light that I already have within me, but I have to know that it's there and have to ask for it and allow it to come and bathe me, overwhelm me. This is what happens in the month of Elul. We become revealed to ourselves. Our power of fixing becomes revealed to us if we are conscious of it and we ask for it. Any person who thinks that he or she has done anything or is in a place that cannot be changed has no concept of the reality of tshuva that exists within me. So that's the next element. This force that we're talking about, that I want and need to connect to every single day for the next 30 days, exists within me. And I have to know that, and I have to ask for it and meditate upon it every single day. Especially when we wake up in the morning. This is one of the days of tshuva, which means one of the days that my force of fixing, my internal force of correcting can become more revealed to me. Which means that as we connect to this month, and this is maybe just a small gift, but there will never again be something that we think we can't fix. There will never be something we said, oh my God, I did that. That's it, it's done. It's funny, I was listening to an interview with Bill Gates, and he was talking about learning. And he said, one of the gifts that I have is he has access to the smartest people that will always answer his call. And therefore he knows there's nothing that he will ever not be able to learn. Because even if he gets lost in it, there's somebody who he knows it better than him, who can teach him. And that's really what this month is about, by coming to know that there's nothing that I don't have the light to fix. There's nothing that I internally don't have the light to fix. That's the next element. Now let's delve even deeper. The Kabbalists teach once you begin awakening your internal light of tshuva, your internal force of fixing and correcting, you are attaching yourself to that primordial energy, force called tshuva. And you're transporting yourself back to the moment before creation. That's why this month is called the month of renewal. Virgo represents like a clean, new, brand new sheet, brand new life. Because we are reborn by awakening my internal force of tshuva, my internal force and energy of fixing. I connect to the original force of fixing that existed before the creation of the world. And I become brand new. I can become completely reborn. A new, more powerful, more capable soul and being. That's the first gift of going back. And that's why, as the Rav would remind us, tshuva represents going back even before creation, going back to that primordial force called tshuva that has within it all the fixing that will ever be needed in the world, all the light that will transform all darkness into light. We are reborn in this month. And second, we are also touching the force of all creation. That's why, if we do the work of connection in this month properly, we are not only renewed, as we said, able to fix everything that needs to be fixed, we are able to be reborn as a completely new being, more powerful, more elevated, but we also have much greater power. Because we are actually, and I do strongly recommend, again, everybody, I know this might be a little bit complex, this idea, watch this teaching again and again, make sure you meditate upon this every single morning. Because again, as you transport yourself back to that primordial energy, you're also going to the moment before the creative energy of the light of the Creator came into being and created all the worlds and all the souls. You touch, through connecting to tshuva, you touch the total creative force of our world and are able to receive it and use it in your life. Imagine what that's like. To begin to touch the energy that created all things, the energy that is behind all the souls. That's the additional gift, besides the ability to transform all darkness into light, all the mistakes into the greatest things we've ever done. Besides being able to attach ourselves to that wellspring of light, we are also able to receive into ourselves the force of creation. And then there's nothing we can't do. In this month, and B'ezrat Hashem in this next year. I hope that, again, as I said, that I explained this well enough and that we take the time to watch this again and to have this thought for the next 30 days, every single morning. Remember, awaken your consciousness to what you are able to receive. There's no other month that we can transform as quickly, as powerfully as we can in this month. And B'ezrat Hashem, I bless myself and I bless all of us that we have the consciousness and we do the work to access this tremendous, tremendous opportunity. Reborn, completely new being, B'ezrat Hashem. Chodesh Tov, thank you.
Chodesh Tov. I'm excited to join you all tonight. It's a very powerful month, not just because it's my birthday, but Virgo has many gifts for all of us. So we're leaving the proud, determined energy of Leo, and we are going into the powerful and practical energy of Virgo. And this month is all about taking an unflinching look at your actions in the past year, your thoughts, a real checklist of the way you behaved, the things that you said, that you didn't say. And that can be difficult if we're being honest. It's about looking at each day that we had for the last year, and we look at times where we said things we didn't mean to, or we didn't say things that we wish we had, that on some days we were kind, on other days we were withholding. On some days we were angry, other days we weren't. Some days we were helpful, other days we were hurtful, right? And I really want to just take a minute for everybody to pause and think about the last year. And I think for most of us, it was a difficult year. It was a lot of the unknown that had crept in, a lot of uncertainty, doubt, fear. And I think that when those kinds of things happen, often we don't act in our highest self. So this is the month where we can erase our actions, our thoughts, our deeds of the last year. And there's no other month that gives us this opportunity like the month of Virgo. Literally what you choose to do tonight and over the next 4 weeks will dictate not only how this month will play out, which is usually how it is for the new moon. The energy of that month is how that month will be. But in this specific month, what you do, what you change, what you correct, what you release, which we're going to go over all of that, that will dictate not only the next 4 weeks, but your entire year. Now I know, and I was thinking about this in preparing myself for this month, if I heard that there would be no food for the next 11 months, and whatever I was able to gather in this month would sustain me, support me, nurture me, grow me, build me in the next 11 months, I would run around like a mad woman, collecting everything that I could find to make sure that I would be set up for success, happiness, fulfillment, abundance, right? That's how you want to approach this month. So I want you to be a little scared. I know when Mikhail and I do our Spiritually Hungry podcast, we're always like, okay, are we scaring people too much? Not enough? Is it your turn to scare them? My turn to scare them? But really, you want to approach this month with the understanding that how your year will play out is based on how you behave and what you understand and what you create and cultivate in the next 4 weeks. So there's a lot that's riding on this. So yes, this month is intense, and I don't want you to now meet it with shame, regret, worry. Oh my God, I was horrible for like 5 of the months. I was okay for the rest. I want you to approach this with a curiosity about who you can become and an open-heartedness, which when you understand that mistakes are just opportunities for change. Because I think so often when people take a moment, right, which we're asking you to do, to really be in your feelings and your experiences, take responsibility for your actions, you can go either way. You can say, okay, I messed up and I want to become a changed person. And from that space, when I know better, I will do better. And that's who I am. Or you can be full of shame and regret and doubt and think that you're damaged and beyond repair, which that is never serving. Unfortunately, that's where many of us spend a lot of our mental energy. I'm asking you to really look at all that you've done, but really with this curiosity and this open-heartedness, because we all mess up in life. We are human. It took me as a Virgo a very long time to realize that. I was on the pursuit of perfection for the first 17 to 23 years of my life, and it was an impossibility. It is possibility. When I finally started to embrace change and really understand that my imperfections were the best parts of me, the flaws were the opportunities for me to really step up and choose who I wanted to become instead of going through the motions of life, that's when I really started living. So as humans, we will make mistakes. What sets us apart from anybody else is that we have the ability to right our wrongs. That's where your free will comes in. That's where your choice comes in. That's where your power comes in. So I want to touch upon this fundamental Kabbalistic idea that when we do behave in a negative way, we do create an energy around us. And that energy stays with us. Now, how do we stop the negative energy that we have created through our actions that were not proud of from manifesting, because that's what we're really interested in, right? We're going to do things, it's going to be wrong, it's not going to feel great in the moment, and then we say, I'm sorry, or we think that, you know, if I just admit it, then it's gone. And that's a part of it. But to really stop any of that energy that now you've created from manifesting, there is one powerful thing that you can do. And Mikhail touched on it in a very elevated way, but that's the idea of tshuva, repentance, which is basically a cosmic eraser. It's where you can go back in time and you can erase all the things that you did. Because we want protection from this, right? Nobody wants to bring this kind of karma into the next year. So your opportunity in this month is to create a new pathway for yourself, a new being, a new way of living, right? I know I want that. And for me as a Virgo, again, I'm very connected to this idea because it's interesting. We need the precision of a Virgo, the ability to see, you know, what's wrong in a picture. I love those highlight games. I don't even know if they're still out. It was a magazine and you have to look at the picture and see what's missing. Like there's a banana growing in a fire engine or, you know, weird things. And I used to love that because I was so good at finding that. We want to take that kind of detailed eye and focus it on the parts of ourselves that we know don't serve us. Not with blame, not with shame, not with regret, but with, again, that curiosity of, I know that I have the potential of being better. You want to connect into your soul's potential of who you are meant to become, who you are destined to be. That is the power of this month. So for the next 4 weeks, I want you to breathe, live this idea. Tshuva is connected to change. And those of you who listen to what I say sometimes, I love talking about change. Again, it's not how I came into this world. I really liked to have rules and structure and know my routine, my schedule, the beginning of every day, the end of every day. I wanted to be in control. For me, that was the highest level of strength. And I realized that was my greatest weakness because it's impossible. When I started to embrace change, that's when everything in my life started to really shift and work for me instead of against me. When we talk about change, we tend to, of course, we like the idea of change, but we tend to equate it with our most painful memories, those times in our lives that were met with challenges, because change does create that. But if you're honest with yourself, we should also give change the respect it deserves, because it also is there for your happiest moments. Change allows us to create a different experience. Change allows us to see the world in a different way, to change our perspective about things, to see somebody else's point of view. Change is where you actually meet your happy. Yes, it can be uncomfortable, especially if you resist it. It's a little painful, but ultimately, it's the freedom that we are all looking for. It's the freedom that allows you the ability to arrive with who you are on your own terms, where you are able to give and to receive in the highest form of who you are destined to become. Kabbalah teaches that our purpose in this world is to transform, right? It's to be able to grow our positive traits that we all have. We're all made of good and bad. And at the same time, transcend our negative traits. This is what is available in this time, because change is what is necessary to become your best self. And that is what tshuva, that's the beginning and the end of it. In a nutshell, it's all about change in these 4 weeks, immediate, urgent, and powerful. What I love about Kabbalah is that it is all about change. There are many spiritual modalities, and truth is truth. There's a lot of overlap and beautiful teachings. But what I love about Kabbalah is that it is all about change. It is the one wisdom and the one truth that is constantly telling you to grow, to elevate, and not just in behavior, right? But at your core. You don't want to be a little bit happier or a little bit less judgmental, be a little less or a little more of anything. You don't want to learn to be less angry this year. You want to be completely devoid of anger. And you can pick any adjective you want. What is it that has control over you?
And I'm going to pause it right there. I know that's very interesting, and I know you can't wait to hear the rest of it. But it's time for us to switch over to the Zohar reading. And remember what we said. The Zohar has the ability, okay, to help us to transform, because we cannot do it on our own, unfortunately. All right, so stay tuned now. We're going to switch over to the 30-minute Zohar reading. Stand by. Let's see. And we're going to be here tomorrow night, right? Same time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Jamaica. And I will continue playing from this. And there's still at least another 30 minutes to go in that lecture. All right, so here we go.
Please, Leah, read verse 88. Is on the screen.
88. For the elevation of our dear friend Cerebral Bat Abraham Louise, may Hashem heal her soul and elevate her to a righteous place.
Amen.
And for her protection. רבי יהודה אמר אברהם ידע בככי מעבדה סימנה וליבי ורותי תמן חווה בגין דמקדמת דנעל לתמן וחמה לאדם וחווה תמירין תמן ומנה חווה ידע דהינון חאור לחמה דיוק בני והסתכל והתפתח לאחד פתחה דגינתה דעדן תמן וחפו דיוקנה דאדם חווה חיים לגבי 88.
Thank you, Leah, and thank you everyone for joining us for this segment of the Zohar reading tonight for the This History group. And it's time to adjourn our connection because it's 10:30 Eastern time, and Joshua is ready. Our friend Joshua with the group for Jamaica.
That's okay, Chaim. Good evening. Chodesh Tov to everyone. Chodesh Tov.
Chodesh Tov. Thank you. Thank you, Chaim. Thank you, everyone. Hello, Joshua.
Hello, Leah. Hello. Will you be staying with us?
Yes, I am staying.
Hi, Janita. How are you? Good. All right, let's see who's here. I see Jennifer. I see Leah. I see Brother Yaron. I see Vicky, Irene, and Ruvimbo. All right, awesome. And for those of you who are listening to World Vibes Radio, this is the 30-minute Zohar reading dedicated to Jamaica. Thank you all for being here. And as we normally do, we will start off with the prayer of the Ari. Rabbi Isaac Luria. One soul. Okay, cool. Ruler of the universe and master of all masters, the Father of mercy and forgiveness, we thank you, our God and the God of our fathers, by bowing down and kneeling, that you brought us closer to your Torah and your holy work, and you enabled us to take part in the secrets of your holy Torah. How worthy are we that you grant us with such big favor. That is the reason we plead before you, that you will forgive and acquit all of our sins, and that they should not bring separation between you and us. And may it be your will before you, our God and the God of our fathers, that you will awaken and prepare our hearts to love and revere you, and may you listen to our utterances, and open our closed heart to the hidden studies of your Torah. And may our study be pleasant before your place of honor as the aroma of sweet incense. And may you emanate to us light from the source of our soul to all of our being. And may the sparks of your holy servants, through which you revealed your wisdom to the world, shine. May their merit, and the merit of their fathers, and the merit of their Torah and holiness support us, so that we shall not stumble through our study. and by their merit enlighten our eyes and our learning, as it is stated by King David, the sweet singer of Israel. Open my eyes so that I will see wonders from your Torah, because from his mouth God gives wisdom and understanding. May the utterances of my mouth and the thoughts of my heart find favor before you, God, my strength and my Redeemer. Amen.
Amen.
And, I want to encourage everyone who hasn't listened to Michael and Monica's The New Moon lecture of Elul. I was just playing it for the people on the radio, and we paused it to switch over to here. So I encourage you all, even if you listened to it, listen to it again. Monica said some really amazing things, very practical things. So again, thank you all for being here. It's an amazing time to be alive, because we have the ability to bring light, because there's tremendous amount of darkness in the world right now. Tremendous amount. And we are being challenged to be the channels of light. Because remember, when the Creator said in Genesis 1, let there be light, he was talking to us. So let us be the light bearers. Let us not buy into the illusion of the darkness. Let us know that anything can be changed. All we have to do is turn on the light. And by reading the Zohar, lending ourselves to be channels of the light of the Zohar, we are being that light. So let me share my screen. And okay. Where did you guys end off? Anyone remember?
Verse 6 from chapter 2
Okay, cool.
of
Shoftim, yeah.
Right, okay. 6. All right. Okay. So we'll pick it up from there. So for anyone who would like to mention loved ones, either who have passed on or for healing, you may do so now. All right, well, I'll mention our dear friend, of course, Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara Bat Sidney Abraham, and our good friend Sarah April Bat Lewis, and the father of our dear friend and fellow student Rachel Glick. Her father is Moshe Ben Naftali. And for the families of those who recently found out their loved ones were murdered in Israel, memheshin to them. And for everyone who is in pain. And as we are instructed by the Zohar, all of our spiritual work should be directed towards the Shekinah, who feels the pain of all. So indeed. All right, so Brother Yaron, thank you so much for being here. Can you start us off with verse 6, please?
Yes. Just a second here.
Sure.
Okay. Verse 6. Try to make it a little bit bigger for me here.
Yeah, you want me to make it bigger? On the screen?
If you just a little tiny bit more, sure appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
There it is. It's great. Thank you.
Make Miss Barbara a little smaller.
6.
Cool.
Yes. So just everything everybody said is just amazing. Reinforcing all of that. Love and light. 6. Bechevel v'yechanek ba achida hey b'chai etz ba'an diyad yamina uve diyad Samik Mem Vav Chavel Yud Ha Nika Dil On Shema Da Yud Ke Vav Ke Mite the Samik Mem Venachash V'Chayim Le Yisrael Ubeginda Re'u Ata Ki Ani Hu Ve'en Elohim Amadi Ani Amit Le'Elohim Aharim Bishmi Ulchal Dala Hem Nu Bi Va'achaye Ve'inun Hem Nin Ve'natrim Pikudim Di Li 6.
Thank you so much. And let's see. There she is. Hey Jennifer, good evening. So nice of you
Good
to join
evening.
us once again. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Would you like to read
Thank
verse
you.
6, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
To the rope with which S will be strangled or attached, hey equals 5, meaning the 5 fingers of the right hand and the 5 fingers of the left hand. The Vav is the rope. The Yud is the strangulation of S and the serpent. The name Yud Ke Vav Ke is death to S and the serpent and life to Israel. Therefore it is written, see now that I, even I, am He, and there is no Elohim with me. I kill other Elohim with my name, and all those who do not believe in me, and I make alive those who believe in me and observe my commandments.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And Leah, I want to say again how much I appreciate you always hanging out with us. Thank you so much. Verse 7, please.
Thank you. My pleasure. I want to make a note. When we read the name of God, Elohim, the Hey is also read as K.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder.
Just as a restriction. 7. So לדון בסקילה אס באבן דרכי צריך לה לגבי בחמש אצבען דעינון חשם ובקנה דדרועה דרכו ובכתף דתמן חשם וזריק לה לגבי מקשבה דרכו שמה מפורש י"ק ו"ק. 7.
Thank you so much. Raquel Marcia, good evening. Verse 7, please.
Good evening, 7. To punish some men with stoning, that is with a stone, which is the Yud. It is thrown at him with 5 fingers, that are the K, and with the outstretched arm, that is the Vav, and with the shoulder where the K lies. And the thought throws that stone at him, which is the explicitly pronounced name Yud K Vav K. End of 7.
So I think when it's just the Hey by itself, you can say Hey, but it's when it's in the Yud K, Vav K, right? Yeah, we can say the K. All right, Brother Yaron, verse 8.
Verse 8. Ladun bis refa lesamik mem etzim laad laka bahon nura zaka'a ihu gufa de ihu etz ve'e varim di le etzim laok da bahon esha de ihu ner mitzvah b'chol ever laok da lesamik mem ishchinta ila'a ve'etz de ihu tif aret uchol etzim de achi dan be biv zina באש על גבוה, נחית הבה על גבי עצים דקרבנה, והזר הקרב יומת, דאיתוקד בי, הראו דכתיב, והאש על המזבח תוקד בו, זכאה איהו מן דאחיד באילנה דחיי, בגופה באיברים דלי נר הקל ענפה וענפה מצווה בית רש מם חט פיקודין דילי. 8.
Thank you. I would have tried to pronounce that word, that Bet Resh Mem thing. But I'm not. Rovimbo, good evening.
Thank
Welcome to the
you.
call. Verse 8.
Yes, thank you. I'm from Zimbabwe.
Beautiful. Wow. Are you in Zimbabwe now?
Yes, I'm in Zimbabwe, and it's 4:44 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Hashem bless
Welcome.
you. Welcome to the call. And please, we're here Sunday nights and Tuesday nights. So anytime you'd like to join us, feel free, okay?
Yes, fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone. One soul, the Ralph and Karen, and everyone in Yerushalayim. Light to all the people, justice system in all the world, that it may be just. And let us proceed. To punish is with burning through the wood, for tree with which to kindle fire. Blessed is that body that is wood. Its members are pieces of wood in which a fire will burn, which is the fire of the commandment in each member. To burn is by the supreme Shekinah, that is Binah, with the tree that is Tiferet, and with all the trees, meaning Sephirot, that are attached to Tiferet. When the fire of the higher descends over the wood of the sacrifice, the stranger that comes near shall be put to death. Bemidbar 1:51. Because he will be burnt in the fire, that is the meaning of, and the fire of the altar shall be kept burning in it. Vayikra 6:5. Blessed is he who is attached to the tree of life, which is Zerampin, with his body and limbs, for he is a candle. Each branch is a candle of a commandment, with his 48 positive commandments that correspond to the 248 body parts. That is a commandment's candle for each body part. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Leah, verse 9, please.
9. One soul. Kad achidan beit tarvaihu התגיעים וירא והנה חסנה בוער באש בחסנה עינינו וקל אס ונקש וחל ממנן דילי דהינון פוצין איתו כדור ואנפין בסנה ויבא דילי ועלין דילי לה איתו כדודה אחתי לי קודשה בריחו. 9.
Thank you so much. And I see we have iPhone Rachel, we have Vicky Joe, and we have Irene that haven't read yet. And Suzanne. Hey Suzanne, how are you? Vicky Joe, are you out there? Would you like to read?
Yes, I'm here.
Would you like to read verse 9?
Of course.
Thank you.
When both the tree of life and the commandment's candle, which are Zeranpin and Malchut, are attached to that man, this verse will be applied. The bush burned with fire, but the bush was not consumed, namely man. and the serpent and all his ministers attached to the man's body, which are thorns, and will be combusted. But the branches of the bush and its fruits and leaves will not be combusted. The Holy One, blessed be he, pointed this out to Moses. End of verse 9.
Wow. This is the first time I'm seeing what the burning bush was really all about. How the bush, when Moses observed it, it burned and was not consumed. Wow. Beautiful. Thank you, Zohar.
Yes.
Where would we be without the Zohar? Oh my gosh.
I would be in trouble. I would not be doing well.
We all would be. Believe me, we all would
Life would
be
be much more difficult.
in the dark without understanding.
Yes.
Okay, let's see, chapter 3. At the mouth of two witnesses shall the matter be established. Let's see. Okay, I will take this. Rabbi Shimon tells the faithful shepherd. I'm on mute here. Okay. Rabbi Shimon tells the faithful shepherd that the children of Israel are dry wood, being connected to secular fire, and that they do not deserve to have miracles performed for them. But as soon as Moses descends on them with the Torah, which is the tree of life, with the Torah, the tree of life descends on them as well. And so does the mitzvah, that is the candlelight of God, all for Moses' sake. Through that candlelight, the heathen nations of the world will be burned. Rabbi Shimon talks about the two witnesses necessary in any trial, and says that even the walls of one's house will bear witness. The walls of one's house are said to be the inner walls of the heart, and the members of one's household are the 248 organs and limbs. Rabbi Shimon says that a wicked person's sins are even engraved on his bones. We learn that the reason sins are engraved on the bones is because the bones are white and the black script is easily recognizable. This is like the Torah with the white parchment and the black ink, black and white being darkness and light. In addition to this reason for the sins being carved into the bones, the body is destined to be reinstated with its bones. So all its merits and demerits are engraved there. If it is not worthy, it will not be resurrected from the dead. Returning to the issue of the two testimonials, Rabbi Shimon calls them the seeing eye and the hearing ear. He says that even the sun and the moon testify about a person, and he speaks a good deal about those who give testimony. Okay. Yaron, I think it's you, verse 10.
Great, thank you. 10. Amar Bitzina, Kadisha, Vadai, Yisrael, Imul, Etzim, Veshet, Yavashim, Oraita, Begin, the Achidu, the Esh, Tehed Yot, Lav, Imun, Kadka, Chazi, Lemei Abad, Bachon, Nisa, Miyad, Da'ant, Nechitat, Alayhu, Ba'oraita, Begi Amak, Nachat, Alayhu, I'alana, Dechaye, Umitzvah, Di'ihu, Ner Hashem, Va'achiadat, Bachon, V'yachon, Chaim, Va'u Amin, Ayin Kaf Vav Mem, Da'al Ma, It Ok Adan, V'hachu Ner, V'chai Ihu, Da'amar, Levi, V'ata, Al, Tira, Abdi, Yaakov, V'al, Techat, Yisrael, Ki, Itcha, Ani, V'anomer. 10.
Thank you so much. And Vicky Joe?
Yes. Okay.
Verse 10.
Can you? Yes, please. Thank you. The holy luminary, that is Rabbi Shimon, said to the faithful shepherd, "Surely Israel are dry wood in the Torah, because they are connected to a fire of a layperson. They do not deserve to have a miracle performed for them. As soon as you descend on them with Torah, for your sake, the tree of life descends on them, which is Zer and Pin, and the commandment, which is Malchut, the candle of Hashem, which holds on to them, and so they live. But the heathen nations will be burned by that candle. This is what the prophet said. Therefore, fear you not, O my servant Jacob, neither be dismayed, Israel, for I am with you." End of verse 10.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And where are you located, Vicky Joe?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay, awesome. Well, welcome to the call.
Lucky me. Thank you so much. Where are you?
I'm in New York.
Where are you? New York. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful.
And this is the call dedicated to Jamaica, West Indies.
Oh,
Not Jamaica Queens. Jamaica, West Indies. Yes. All right, Leah, verse 11, please.
11, one soul, לא יקום עד אחד ואיש לך על ארון, וגו על פי שני עדים או על פי שלושה עדים יקום, דבר פקודה דע לחעיד עדות, דלה יפסיד חברי ממונה בגיני, אי יתלי עדות בחדי ולאית שכה עדותה פרקות מתראין חדה הוא דכתיב על פי שניים עדים וגו יקום דבר לא יקום על פי עד אחד וכמוכם הרי מתניתין מי מעיד על האדם קירות ביתו ולא עוד אלא אנשי ביתו מעידין עלי מי קירות ביתו אינון קירות ליבו ויסב כי יחו פני כל הקיר ואוק מוכר רבנן מלמד שחיתפלל כי יחו מקירות ליבו. 11.
Okay, thank you so much. And iPhone Rachel, are you here to... Hello?
I would love
Yes?
English.
Please, yes, verse 11.
One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity. At the mouth of two witnesses or at the mouth of three witnesses shall the matter be established. It is a precept to testify a court so his neighbor shall not lose money, because he does not testify if he knows of a testimony in his favor. A testimony requires no less than two witnesses. That is the meaning of at the mouth of two witnesses or at the mouth of three witnesses shall the matter be established, but not at the mouth of one witness. That is why the sages of the Mishnah have explained who bears testimony on a person. The walls of his house do. Moreover, the members of his house will testify about him. What are the walls of his house? They are the walls of his heart, as is written. Then Hezekiah turned his face toward the wall. The sages of the Mishnah have explained this to teach us that Hezekiah was praying from the walls of his heart.
Beautiful, beautiful. Again, the Zohar explains to us, right? How would we know this if it wasn't for the Zohar? My goodness.
Yep.
And Yaron, verse 12, please.
Verse 12. Anshe, Be'ato, Nun, Resh Memchet Avarim, Dile, Hachi, Ukmucha Mare, Mat Nitim, Resha, Avonotav, Chakukim, Al, Atzmotav, Vahachi, Tzadik, Zakiyotav, Chakukim lo al atmo tav. Ubhinkak amar. David akal atmotai. Homar na uv gine itmar. Umi mei din al ha'adam korot beito garmin banu yin al mocha deihu maya va'alaihu ka ramiz ham kare va mayim alai ali yotav ham kare lashon korot 12.
Okay. And Suzanne, you're the only one who hasn't read. Would you like to read verse 12?
Sure, absolutely. One soul with the Reverend Karen. The members of his household are his 248 body parts. Since the body is called house, this is how the sages of the Mishnah have explained that a wicked person's sins are engraved on his bones. Similarly, the merits of a righteous man are engraved on his bones. Therefore, David said, "All my bones shall say." That is why we were taught, who testifies on a person the beams of his house. The beams of his house are the bones of the skull that are constructed over the brain that is water. About this it is written, who lays the beams of his chambers in the waters. Beautiful.
Indeed. And let's see, is Brother Chaim here yet? Not yet. So let's continue. Leah, verse 13, please.
13, one soul. ועמי בגרמין יתיר מסדרה וגידין ומשכב בגין דגרמין אינון חיברין וכתיבה וכמה לה ישמודה אלא מגו חיברו כגוונה דאורייתא דאיכי חיברו מלבר וחם וכיבר חושך ואור ואית חושך תכלת ויתמר בגם חושך לא יחשיך ממכה ותכלת וחם איכו נוקבה לגבי חיברו ולא עוד אלא דגופה על גרבין עתיד למיקם זכוי וחבוי חקוקין על גרבין דילי ואם יצקה יקום גופה על גרמין דילי ואי לה יקום ולה יחלי תחיית חמתים. 13.
Thank you so much. And let's see, Riverly, are you here for the next call, or would you like to read verse 13? Because the host for our next call is not here yet. So you know what? I'll take this. Again, may the light of transformation be awakened within us. May the light of repentance, may we all have the ability and the merit to return to the hay, to shuv hay, and in preparation for a proper vessel for the transformative light of Rosh Hashanah. Verse 13. Why are the iniquities engraved in the bones rather than in the flesh, the tendons and the skin? That is because the bones are white and a black script is not recognizable except over white. This is similar to the Torah, which is white on the inside, that is, the parchment, and black on the outside, meaning the ink. Black and white are darkness and light. There is darkness that is blue, which is Malchut, about which it is written, even the darkness is not dark for you. Blue is black and is a female to the white. That is Zeranpin, since Malchut has no light of her own except what she receives from Zeranpin. Furthermore, the body will be reinstated with its bones. Therefore, the merits and demerits are engraved on its bones, and if it is deserving, the body will be reinstated with its bones. If it is not deserving, it will not be reinstated and will not have a resurrection from the dead. Whoa. You know, it's interesting because I found out I used to practice Hinduism at one time, and you know, the Hindus believe in cremation. And there's one part of the body that does not burn, and that is the loose bone. And they know, the pandits know exactly where to go and pick up the loose bone. So, you know, I see now why, you know, the Zohar is saying, okay, our deeds are written on our bones, right? And therefore, when we are resurrected, those deeds follow us, whether they be positive or negative. But the Zohar also tells us that the body will be resurrected or reinstated by the loose bone. So it's interesting. Just some information there, and I want to thank you all for joining tonight. I really appreciate you. Chodesh Tov. Again, may you go with the light of the energy of Elul and take advantage of this time. And again, I highly recommend that you go and listen to Michael and Monica's New Moon of Elul lecture that was earlier today. Okay?
Will do.
Thank you all, everyone, for being here again. Love you all, and Chodesh Tov.
Thank you, Joshua.
Chodesh Tov, everyone.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. And I still don't see our host for the next call. I see Paul joined us a little late. Hey, Paul, how are you?
Hi there, Chodesh Tov. How are you doing,
Chodesh Tov,
Joshua?
brother. I'm good. All right. Let's see. You know what? We're not going to have an Aramaic reader, so at least not right now. Let me see. Somebody posted something here. Oh, I was just about to go for the app too as well, Vicky.
I don't know if that's allowed. Some people don't like to do that.
No, of course. I mean, look, if we don't have a reader, it's better than scanning, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull it up here.
Okay.
And, until our host joins. Zohar. And we are in Softim. Okay. And now we're going to go to verse 14. Okay. Verse 14. Okay. Verse 12, 13, 14. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go right into it. This will be a continuation. And let's see. Let's see. Let me get rid of this. I have one. Okay.
עין רואה ואוזן שומעת ובית דין סופר ודן חובוי ולא עוד אלא שמשה ושעירה סעדין על ברנש כמה דהוקמוה תיקעו בחודש שופר בכסה ליום חגנו מאי בכסה ביומה דשעירה מתכסה והמים מתכסת בגין דחד מטה ראש השנה יתה סמהל למדבע דינה לבנוי קמי קודשה ברכו והוא ימה ליתי סעדין והוא יתי לשמשה הנה עזה למיתי סערה והיא מתכסה בהן אתר מתכסת אלא סליקת להוא אתר יתמר בה ובמכוסה ממך אל תחקור לפייסה לעל בנאה
Okay. All right, so that was a long one. Let's see. Okay. So who do we have? Vicky Joe. You know what, Vicky Joe? Why don't you read
Okay.
14?
Okay. Furthermore, there are two witnesses regarding the person, a seeing eye and a hearing ear. The court counts and judges his iniquities. Furthermore, even the sun and moon testify about the person, as we explained. Blow a shofar at the new moon, at the full moon, on our feast day. What is the meaning of covering? That is the day when the moon, which is Malkut, is covered. Why is it covered? That is because when Rosh Hashanah arrives, Es will approach to demand punishment against her children, meaning Israel, who are. Oh, wait, I just lost
Sorry,
something.
here we go, here.
Okay, meaning Israel, who are the children of Malchut, before the Holy One, blessed be he. And he will tell him to bring forth witnesses, so he will bring with him the sun. As he is about to bring the moon, she is covered. At which place is she covered? He responds, she goes up to that place regarding which it is said, do not investigate into what is hidden from you, in order to reconcile the Holy One, blessed be he, with her children.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go to verse 15.
והיהוד אמר קרא תיקור בחודש שופר בכסל ליום חגנו לאתר דווה סליקת שכינתה לאיתמר ובמכוסה ממך אל תחקור וחובין בקסיה תמן צריך למידן בינו לבין קונו וחובין להתגליה להווה לו איתמר מכסה פשעיו לא יצליח לשכינתה מסתרה דחתר היא עלמה להתקסיה וכמוה מראה מתניתין לצריך ברנש וחברה לה להוא עטרה והוא זמנה מטה זמנה דרחמי לעבר דינה בגין לה לחברי אמר נזקה עלה בעדותת אבל לרשע אין נזקי לא ועוד קודשה ברכו שכינתה סד והיהוד אמר קרא תיקור בחודש שופר בכס.
Okay, here we go. And let's see, verse 15. Paul, as you came with us late in the last one, would you like to read 15?
Thank you. I'll be happy to. Thank you. I kind of would like it's the angels are reading for us, the Hebrew, so the Aramaic. So, thank you so much. Verse 15. This is what the scripture says. Blow a shofar at the new moon at the covering on our feast day, meaning the area to which the Shekhinah ascended. Regarding this, it is said, do not investigate into what is hidden from you. The iniquities that are in concealment need to be judged there between himself and his creator. About the iniquities he committed in public, it is written, he that covers up his sins shall not prosper. The Shekhinah from the side of Keta is the hidden world, and the sages of the Mishnah have explained that a person needs to connect his iniquities to that place, which is Keta. At that time, a period of, oh my Lord, where did it go?
Here you go.
At that time, a period of mercy arrives and judgment passes away. Therefore, he recommends to connect one's iniquities to Keta, to free him from the testimony of Malchut. However, the wicked is not acquitted. Good verse, thank you.
Sure. And let's see, that was 15. Okay. So 16.
ועוד קודשה ברכו שכינתה סעדין על ברנש. הדר דכתיב, העדותי בכם היום את השמיים ואת הארץ, את השמיים ההוא דאיתמר. ואתה תשמע השמיים, ואת הארץ ההוא דאיתמר בה, והארץ אדום רגלי. ועוד טרן סעדין, עמודה דאמצעיתה, וצדיק וינון עד, מין שמע אחד עד, מין ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. על פי שניים עדים או שלושה עדים יומת.
Okay. And let's see. Okay. Let's see. Rivili said that you said you're listening. Would you like to read, Rivili? Okay. I think she's listening. All right. Let's see. iPhone Raquel.
Okay. Verse 16. Furthermore, the Holy One, blessed be he, and his Shekinah give constant testimony about the person, and not only on Rosh Hashanah as mentioned. This is what is written. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day. Heaven is the one about which is written, hear you heaven, that is Aaron Pen. Earth is the one about which is written, and the earth is my footstool. Oops. That is Malhut. In addition, the two witnesses are the central column, that is Aaron Pen, and the righteous is Yesod. They are Ayin and Dalet of Shema and Echad, literally one. Namely, Ayin from the spelling of Shema and Dalet from Echad. This is the witness. Hebrew Ayin Dalet. From the aspect of Aaron Pen, there is another witness from blessed is the name of the glory of his kingdom forever and ever. Va'ed, namely Ed from the word Va'ed, which is a witness from the aspect of Yesod in Aaron Pen, which is included in Malchut. 17.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And let me play this here.
על פי שניים עדים או שלושה עדים יומת המת, דע, סמהל, מת מעיקרו, ויסעוהו, ומות בשניים. לא יומת על פי עד אחד, דלה, יהא אלה, חולקה, באל, אחד. על פי שניים עדים.
Okay, and let's see. Okay, so Suzanne, verse 17, please.
Right, okay, hold on. 17. One soul. At the mouth of two witnesses or three witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death. That is S, who is essentially dead. They carried it between two on a pole, but at the mouth of one witness he shall not be put to death, meaning he shall have no portion in the one L. Thank you.
Oh no, thank you so much. And let's see. 17, so we're going to go to 18. I'm thankful that we have this app, or else we would have to be scanning. Okay.
כי יקום עת חמאס באיש וגומר, ודרשו השופטים היטב וגומר, ועשיתם לו כאשר זמם וגומר. פיקודה עדה לדרוש ולחקור העדים בזין חקירות קודם לידין בעונשה דמותה. בשבע חקירות, שבע לקבל, שבעה אלה עיני אדוני, המה משוטטים בכל הארץ. בהון יסרתי אתכם אף אני שבע.
Okay. And let's see. Vicky Joe, verse 18.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If a false witness rise up against any man, and the judges shall make diligent inquiry, then shall you do him as he had thought to have done to his brother. This precept is to examine the witnesses 7 times before sentencing one to death. The 7 examinations are 7 that correspond to those 7, the eyes of Hashem. They rove to and fro through the earth. They are the secret of Chesed and Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. Regarding them, it is said, and will chastise you 7 times for your sins.
Wow, that's powerful. But let's see. I still don't see our host for the next meeting. but I have to drop. Is there anyone who would like? So, Vicky Joe, you were recommending. Was it you or was it Rachel that was recommending to use the app?
That was me. I
Vicky
sent
Joe.
you a message saying
Yeah, I see
I
here.
could use the
Would you like to? Because I actually need to
Sure.
drop.
post.
Okay, you don't have to.
I've never.
Okay, well, you know what? It's just I'm just gonna make you. I'm not gonna make you co-host, just in case.
Okay.
So it's nothing. You just continue. Use the app like I did. Put it to the mic, and the only thing
Okay.
is that is the sharing of the screen.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know how to do that.
Okay, that's fine.
Unless you want to show me.
Anyone? Well, okay. You bring up.
the
You'd have to
host.
bring up Zohar.com in a browser.
Hello?
Okay. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Bring up.
what was that, Rachel?
Who's supposed to be the host? I can check with Sarah Talmy to get them on.
It was David from Canada.
Okay, and who's the next one? Oh, David is supposed to be right now. Okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll check with her.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't you remember last week David said he couldn't do this slot anymore because they shifted his work schedule? So it's possible that nobody's actually taking the slot now.
So Sundays he's able to do, but not Tuesdays. I see, because he was
But
on.
I don't know. I mean, I
I
usually
remember
don't have
he was on
schedule, but-
Sunday, but yeah, because I remember Sunday he came on and I said, "Oh, David, yeah." So I think it's maybe Tuesdays he's unable to do. So there might not be a host. You know what? I'm gonna put into the chat the Zohar leaders group that we need a let's see, a leader. 24/7, yeah, leader. Let's see. Okay. Hello. Can anyone host the 11 a.m. 11:30 p.m. Eastern call? Okay. I need to drop. Okay. Host 11:30 Eastern call. Okay. Okay. So, Paul, are you going to be on?
I actually also have to go, so I'm just going to say goodbye to you and say Chodesh Tov. And
Chodesh
thank you
Tov,
so much
brother.
for all
Thank
of
you
you.
so much for being here.
Chodesh
Appreciate
Tov.
you.
Our best wishes.
Thank you. And let's see. Okay, Vicky.
Well, I'm on Zohar.com, so I don't know what
So
else.
so what you do now in the Zoom, right? You want to share. You see where it says share? I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay, share. I see share, so I click share.
Click share, and then there are two little buttons to the right that says premium sound and share audio.
Okay, mine at the right says share sound and optimize for video
That's it.
clip.
Yep, that's those two. Click those two buttons.
Okay.
And then click. I think do you have a single monitor or you use multiple monitors?
No, I'm just using the monitor on my laptop.
Monitor. Okay, so then you just share screen.
Okay, so down at the bottom where the blue thing is, I click share.
Yep.
Okay, I did that.
There you go. Yep, and I see. Hold on, let's see. I can see you. Let's see, where are you? Yep, I see your screen. So you might want to just increase how to increase the screen size.
With a where I go Control Plus. Is that how you do it?
Yeah. Or the jog button on
Okay.
your mouse, or at the bottom of the screen. There's a little, you can do that. But yeah.
Okay. The thing of it is I'm not seeing anybody anymore.
Well, it's
I don't know what
there.
happened.
It's there, but it's probably in another screen. You see, since you only have one screen, that's probably why.
Okay.
It's yeah, I think you could still, but we're seeing your email right now. We're not seeing the Zohar.com.
Yeah. So I don't know how I
Did you
could
have it
even
before? You
leave.
had it before, huh?
Yeah, I had it before I did these before I
You did
started
the
to
share.
screen share.
Before you
I
did the
had
share. You know what?
before I did the share.
Do Alt Tab.
Do Alt,
Yeah, and then Tab.
Alt, and then Tab. Okay.
We should see. Keep your finger on Alt and then hit Tab. Okay, there you
Okay,
go.
Alt.
All right, so don't see it. Okay. So you probably. Okay.
Accept all requests.
No, that's not necessary. It's really, where is the Zohar.com?
Zohar.com is, let me see. What did it shut out? Maybe it got shut out.
Oh yeah, I see
I don't
only
know. It
I see only
disappeared.
one. You used okay. Yeah, so go back in it right there. Yep. There you go.
Zohar.com. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yep. Hit enter.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I put in Zohar.com and it's buffering.
Okay. So okay, there you go. Now
Should I minimize Zohar.com?
no, because that's where you want to get this. Actually, you know what? Yep, there you go. So now click on the Zohar Online.
Okay. Full Zohar?
Yes.
I clicked on Zohar.
Yes.
Okay, full
Full
Zohar.
Zohar.
Okay.
Yep. And then you're gonna keep scrolling down to Bemidbar. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Devarim, and then Softim.
Devarim. Okay. Okay.
Yep, Softim. There it is.
Shoftim. Okay.
Yep, click on that.
Okay. I just clicked on it.
Yep. Okay. So then we stopped at chapter. So you would do chapter 4. So click on 4.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then you can increase. What you should do is do full screen, and then increase that.
Okay. Alrighty.
Like zoom in on it. Yeah. Yep. Full screen.
Okay. I don't. Okay, I'm on Zohar.com and I'm not seeing a place to do a full screen. I thought I have full screen.
Actually, the box up at the top, right next to the X, upper right hand corner. Yep.
Okay.
There.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, I see it. All right.
There you go. And then now increase that screen itself.
Okay.
At the bottom, like control.
Control. Oh wait, you mean control plus?
Well, is it control plus or control and then you have a mouse, right?
I do.
Does it have a jog dial on it in the middle?
Yes.
Keep your finger.
I don't know what that does.
I'll keep your finger on control,
Okay.
and then slide that up and down and see it's gonna go small and big. Put your finger on the control tab. There you go. And you want to go larger.
Okay.
There you go. There you
Okay.
go. And now just scroll down.
Well, boy, I should
and there you go,
something.
right there.
Okay. Okay.
And then now you'll just use the app to get the Aramaic.
Okay. Now, what about the prayer of the RE? Do we do that? I don't know where to
I
go
think we can just continue because you're just taking over from what we did. So in this case, there's no need to do that. And you have about 3 minutes left, so hopefully somebody will be coming on at 11:30.
Okay. And
so, yeah.
also, my Aramaic stopped at chapter 18 or verse 18. My Aramaic actually, because I'm using the Aramaic on my phone.
Let's see. You know what?
Because
the next chapter. Hold on. Let's see.
Oh wait,
19.
because
Yeah.
verse 19 is another
Yeah.
chapter. Okay.
Yep, there it is.
All
I see it
right.
on the app here. You see it?
Okay.
Do you see it on the
I'm
app?
trying to get into it.
You know what?
Okay.
I will stay on for another few minutes. All right. While
Okay,
you
I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it. I'm in the Aramaic of chapter 19.
So can you do
Verse
both?
19.
You can do both?
Yes. Yes.
All right. And I see Stefan
Okay.
joined. Stefan joined from the land down under, from Australia.
Hello, everybody. Good to
Hey,
see you,
Stefan.
Joshua.
Chodesh Tov, brother.
Okay. I have another question. How do I see the people who are on Zoom?
Okay.
Or am I not seeing
Well,
them?
the challenge you're gonna have is because you only have one screen.
Oh, okay.
So because you've done full screen here, right, and you're share, you know what? You can minimize this a little bit, and then you can pull up.
Well, I will stay on. I can tell her who will come on.
Okay. Okay. Well,
I will stay
actually,
on to read with you, and then I can tell you if someone else joins, and we can ask them if they want to read.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Because I could
Stefan.
actually. Thank you. I have it on my phone app. That's where I would read the Aramaic because I don't think the Aramaic is on the
No,
desktop version.
no, they don't have that.
Okay.
No, you'd have to play it through the microphone
Okay.
like I did. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So
okay.
thank you so much, Vicky, for being so brave.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Stefan,
All right, so
I
then-
have to drop. Okay, so thank you for hanging out with Vicky Joe. Chodesh Tov
Okay.
to everyone. Okay.
Chodesh Tov.
All right. Bye bye.
Chodesh Tov.
Okay.
Okay, so, all right, I'm going to read the synopsis. Rabbi Shimon talks about the fate of corrupt witness, and we learn that such corrupt witnesses include S and the S. Okay. Verse 19, Aramaic. Pekuda Batar da.
Oy.
one, basically the session log note. I know you had a bunch of things up here, but the guy is running the problem and it'll need to restart. Oh shit. He's done? For real? Huh?
Yes, he's injured.
Where?
Look to the foot. Foot. Left foot.
But you're not doing nothing? Oh my God, Lord, a hard disk error again. We can't even make it.
Yeah, he's with the left foot.
What's going on here with this hard disk error? Do I need to buy a new computer or what?
Huh?
Do I need to buy a new computer?
No, a new hard disk. Oh.
Huh?
A new hard disk. But Sean, I replaced it before. It's a mystery. Where are my glasses? It's a mystery. Where are my glasses?
You can't buy any glasses yet?
This is the old girl.
one from a flash. You know, honey,
Huh?